Now, Children of the 90s, it's one of the Bristol-based projects that we should be truly proud of, and it's calling on people to help in the fight against coronavirus. It's launched a new questionnaire health study, which it hopes will help them identify adults who may already have had the illness without even realising it. Understanding the size of this group will help the government plan how to tackle the virus going forward. Well, on the line to talk about this is Professor Nic Timpson from Children of the 90s and Jacob Dyer, who is taking part in the study. Morning to you both.
Hello.
Morning. You'll be pleased to know I've got my teeth back in. Jacob, let's start with you. How long have you been taking part in the study?
Since I was a newborn.
Really? So have you been very religiously good at going to all the sessions and filling out all of them?
All of them. Yeah.
Nic, that must gladden your heart that you've got someone like that on the line with me.
Of course it does, and just one of many. There are lots of folk who've given up a lot of time and help over the years.
It is extraordinary, isn't it, how many people have taken part in this very, very, very unique study that's been going on for so many years. Nic, how are you hoping that you and this study can help in exploring what's happening with COVID-19?
So look, Ali, I mean, it doesn't need me to remind everybody how serious the situation is. You know, this is a situation where we're losing our loved ones and also our lives are being turned upside down. But Children of the 90s can do three really clear things. We can help understand just how prevalent this disorder is in the population. So normally, we just hear about people who are unfortunate and poorly and don't have good outcomes. What Children of the 90s can do is understand those who aren't necessarily really ill and going to hospital, but may be affected and may be the source of transmission. Along with that, we can also think carefully about why some people do less well and why lots of people are doing okay through this disease. And understanding that really needs a base of health data, something that Children of the 90s has uniquely. And then the last bit is that we want to understand the effects of these changes on our lives long term. We're all being turned upside down, as I said, and we want to really understand the impact that this has on people's lives to help people plan for the future, because this might be a long journey.
Yeah, absolutely. Jacob, it's you know the significance of the study anyway, but it does seem particularly important now, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And they have a new questionnaire to do, which is the easiest thing ever. It came through yesterday by email, and I did it from my bed on my phone. It was so easy. So there's really no excuse not to do it. You know, it's not like a labour or anything like that. It's easy.
I mean, when you were enrolled, you were a baby, you had no choice. But as you've got older and you're doing it, are you pleased that you've been involved with something like this?
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like I would compare it to like giving blood or something like that. You know, you're doing something for the greater good. You know that the data is going to something worthwhile, and you're helping people along the way.
And how are you getting on in this sort of COVID-19 world? How are you getting on?
Oh, it's great. You know, I think it's fantastic because I think everyone has a chance to try something new at home. Like you say, everyone's trying baking now. Everyone's picking up new hobbies. I hope everyone has something to show at the end of this. I hope everyone has something, some skill that they've learned.
Absolutely. And Nic, how long, I mean, it's you're in it for the long term with Children of the 90s. How long will it take for you to be able to produce some data showing what you're hoping to show with this?
Okay, so one thing that must be said is that we've been doing this study for a long time, and there is data that we have from over 30 years that can help immediately. So if our participants can get involved and fill in this questionnaire now, this is asking questions about COVID-19, and we can plug all of the data that we've collected over the years into understanding people's outcomes today. So within weeks, getting the data in this questionnaire can make a big difference.
Yeah, because what you do is you use the knowledge that you have from previous years, don't you, to put it alongside what you're gaining now, and then you can really see some really valuable information, can't you?
Absolutely. There's never been a better time to exercise a study like this. We're in an extraordinary position to have all of that data to understand why people are doing well and why some poor folk are not doing so well. So this is a call to arms. We need to get people filling in that questionnaire. We need to get them online to childrenofthe90s.ac.uk or phoning in on 07772 90 90 90. And all you've got to do is send your date of birth and your full name, and we'll get this questionnaire out to you, and you can really make a difference.
Lovely stuff. Thank you very much, Nick. And as you said, Jacob, you can even do it from the comfort of your own bed.
Oh, it's easy.
Listen, go get baking. What are your plans for today?
Oh, I think I might go for a government bike ride, one where I'm away from other people, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay, lovely stuff. Thank you very much indeed, Jacob. Good luck to everyone, by the way, who's going out for their exercise and riding their bike for the first time. Never has there been a better time to do it with the traffic so good, apart from the few that are daft and speeding, as we keep seeing. But yes, get on the bike. I know not everyone is confident about it, but it is a good form of exercise and you can get to see a little bit before you have to return home. Anyway, nice to talk to you both. Thank you very much indeed. Get your study done. Children of the 90s. .ac.uk, as Nick was saying.